today, it's the hot take time. So let's get right into it without further ado. McGregor duped the entire game and is mildly talented at best. He was the loudest anyone has ever been, and he dodged legitimate contender fights that could ruin his legacy outside of Khabib. That's a hot take. That's got some steam and mustard on it. Mildly talented at best. I disagree with that. That is a hot take. That does classify scorching, but I almost disagree with it. I mean, calling his shots and executing people like he was, that mildly talented, knocking out Chad Mendes like that, taking out Jose Aldo in the fashion that he did, the Dustin Poirier fight, getting him out of there in 90 seconds, the Holloway win. Like, hey, first of all, a lot of his wins have aged pretty damn well. Some of them didn't age all that great, you know what I mean? But Holloway, Aldo, and Poirier all went on to like be seriously problematic for divisions and fighters and have so much success. So like the fact that Conor was able to, you know, in his prime when he was on the come up, get past them, I can't say mildly talented. Loudest anyone has ever been? Yes. I mean, sure. Like that guy was a constant machine of just different clips and different sound bites. You know, the trash talk. He controlled the narrative. Chael Sonnen was pretty damn loud from what I have looked back into. I mean, look at any of Chael Sonnen's appearances on like the Dan Le Batard show, and you know, I would almost put Chael a rung or two above McGregor when it comes to trash talk. Undefeated, undisputed, the meanest arms in Westland, Oregon, in my opinion, is a bit better than Conor on the mic. That might be a hot take in itself. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, now we get to dodging legitimate contenders. Did he dodge legitimate contenders? Is that the question, right? Because who else? I mean, again, I guess I could pull it up and look into it. But like when McGregor was on the come up from 2013 to 2016, who did he dodge? Who were the other competitors and other contenders that he didn't face before he got the title shot? I mean, he didn't defend the belts. That is a little bit, you know, not great. But I can't remember. I don't know. I haven't heard that. That's something I haven't heard, is that he was dodging people. I mean, he accepted the Mendes fight in like, what, 2 weeks notice with a torn ACL or some shit like that. Like, I don't know if that's dodging. Childish Grafino, Tom Aspinall beats Francis Ngannou. Ooh. No, I don't think so. That's a hot take. That is a hot take for sure. I just don't agree with that. I think Tom, you know, I think Tom has a couple holes in the game, and the weakness is the chin in the air. I mean, his chin's very high. You saw Curtis Blades able to crack it several times in their fight. I mean, it was only a 15-second fight. There's not a lot you can extrapolate, but like Curtis was landing before the knee injury. And I think Francis Ngannou, with his power, would be able to find the chin and maybe put Tommy A away. I don't think Aspinall would be able to blitz through Francis Ngannou as easily. I think the power and the monstrosity of the Predator would nullify some of the wrestling. You know, I think that Francis could muscle his way out of some spots. And when those hands connect, I mean, dude, nobody can really take those punches. 4 ounces from Ngannou? No chance. Silva versus Adesanya did not live up to the hype at all. That's an interesting one. Israel Adesanya and Anderson Silva, they fought, I think, in 2019. Again, it was the twilight of Silva's career. I wasn't overall blown away. I mean, it was more of a chess match. It was more of a lower volume kickboxing affair. But I think it had a couple cool moments. I think just watching the literal passing of the guard, those two inside the octagon, I was fine with it. I mean, yes, it wasn't a firefight. It wasn't this back and forth, but you know, it was a really cool moment. And especially for the middleweight division, I mean, it was unreal. I haven't seen a matchup that has those same vibes since. And I'm not too unhappy with it. Anderson didn't get put out, or he didn't look silly, and Adesanya beat him decisively, you know? So I thought everybody won from that one, and obviously their moment afterwards was just really powerful. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it didn't live up to the hype in an action sense, but it certainly lived up to the hype in like a sentimental, what I wanted out of the matchup. Bo Nickel ragdolls Chimaev. I don't know about that. I don't know about Bo Nickel ragdolling Chimaev. I think Bo Nickel he's a deeply talented wrestler. He is really a good grappler. But Jamie Pickett was able to like nullify some of those takedowns, from what I recall. Right? I wasn't able to watch it because I was working a show that night. But Pickett, the takedown that led to the finish, wasn't it like off of a low blow or some glove? Like there was a little bit of a controversial moment that led to Pickett going down and whatnot. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see with Bo Nickel. I think there's still more development that needs to be had. He's coming off of a really excellent victory over Val Woodburn, I believe was the guy's name. But again, that was short notice. That was against a UFC debut, a debutant. So Bo versus some ranked competition. Let's see it and then evaluate from there. I would be so down for Chimaev in the future. I mean, boy, that's an exciting matchup, and the scrambles that we would see, the technical grappling and wrestling, like that gets me excited. But he's got to get to the top first. I mean, he's fighting guys that aren't making noise in the division. No offense to them. I think that's the matchmaking that he needs. He's still developing as a mixed martial artist. So I don't know. I'm always in favor of not rushing guys. This is my hot take. I don't like rushing guys. I don't like putting them in positions where they're not going to have some success, or they're too green maybe. Like, I think slow play is fine. You get to really watch the development. You get to see the tangible changes. Like, I'm all in favor of giving Bo Nickel 2024 3 or 4, good fights, and then maybe at the end of the year a top 15. CM Punk versus Artem Lobov would do better pay-per-view numbers than any title fight in the women's bantamweight division. I mean, hey, and JN's talking about the bantamweight division right here as well. Sacrifice the 135ers and pursue atom weights. I'm thinking, okay, you don't even need to sacrifice the 35 division. Just add 115. Just fucking add it. It's about time. Those 115ers at Invicta, get after it. I mean, the atom weights are here to throw down and just swing and bang. And I fucking love watching atom weights. So I don't even think you need to eliminate a division. I think you should hopefully the featherweight division is done, right? Like they don't even have fucking rankings for that. So, I mean, if you're going to eliminate something, sadly, it'd have to be the 145ers. But I don't know if the UFC really needs the women's featherweight division, because with PFL and Bellator, they've got the women's featherweight division. I think they have women's lightweight too, right? Yeah. I should know this. It's just a blank in my brain right now. But the larger divisions, PFL and Bellator now they've got it. UFC, I don't know if you need women's featherweight. Just doesn't make noise without Amanda Nunes. But I don't know. I mean, the bantamweight division. Okay, let's get back to it. CM Punk versus Artem Lobov would do better than a lot of pay-per-views, in my opinion. I would tune in. I would watch that. Punk versus Lobov. It'd be hilarious. I think that sells better than, dare I say, maybe like a flyweight title fight. Wild take, maybe, but Punk versus Lobov, they can make like a dumb belt for it. I mean, why not? Oh, shit, I fucking lost track of time. I've just been everywhere. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will be back at it this weekend. Have a good one.